Democrats about demanding this person get locked up and this person be tried and this person go away. But something's got to be done for Adam Schiff, because he created 3 years of a massive fallacy that did so much damage to this country and made us miss probably one of the most important stories of our lifetime. We were having hearings on impeachment while the coronavirus was exploding. We talked about that virus in green rooms, but we had to do this impeachment story. We had to show these hearings. It's all on him, man. He's got to go. They got to investigate him. They got to hold him accountable. I'm not going to say he should go to prison, but my evil twin will say he should go away to prison for a very long time.
Greg Gutfeld just lit up Adam Schiff's reputation like it was dry tinder. No gentle jabs. This was a full-on flamethrower to the facade of political pretense. Gutfeld tore through Schiff's ego with the precision of a scalpel and the wild energy of a stand-up comic on a caffeine bender. Think Haunted Mansion, packed with skeletons of half-truths and illusions. Greg didn't just walk through it. He kicked open every door, called out every ghost, and did it all with sarcasm sharp enough to slice through Kevlar.
Much more clear about how he unleashed the impeachment circus. Note, when a politician says they should be much more clear, they mean, I wish you hadn't caught me lying to your face.
I should have been much more clear, and I said so the minute it was brought to my attention, that I was referring to the fact that when the whistleblower filed the complaint, we had not heard from the whistleblower. We wanted to bring the whistleblower in at that time, but I should have been much more clear about that.
You know, instead of trying to be clear, it might just save time if you just decided to be honest. Otherwise, it's like Hunter Biden saying that although he did nothing wrong, he's not going to do it anymore.
Greg Gutfeld, Dosen Tidu velvet gloves, he showed up with a mic, a smirk, and the attitude of a brawler in a suit. He looked at Adam Schiff like a butcher, eyeing spoiled deli meat, ready to carve. When your opponent still clings to the Russian dossier like it's a beloved bedtime story, you don't waste time playing chess. You flip the whole damn board, set it on fire, and dare him to make eye contact.
My question is, where is the legitimate reckoning for this 5-year hoax? Like, what can you do? Because clearly he's not going to be voted out. This guy thinks he's still going to run. And by the way, why does he keep saying erection instead of insurrection? What's up with that?
Gutfeld didn't portray Schiff as a politician. He painted him as a walking subpoena, a guy who alphabetizes conspiracy theories for sport and murmurs bedtime lullabies to a framed photo of Robert Mueller. While the rest of the world moved on from Russiagate, Schiff dragged it behind him like a toddler clinging to a crusty old blankie. And Greg, he was just clearing his throat.
The resolution adopted. Without objection, the motion to consider is laid on the table. House will be in order. The House will be in order. I have all night.
I have all night.
Greg didn't need a courtroom. He turned Schiff's entire persona into a 1-star Yelp review. The face, forever frozen in startled alpaca. The voice, like a nervous librarian trying out for a spy thriller. Schiff didn't come off like a lawmaker, more like a Victorian ghost child trying to deliver indictments via Ouija board. And when he said, "Trust me," it may as well have been scrawled in Comic Sans.
We had not heard from the whistleblower. We wanted to bring the whistleblower in at that time, but I should have been much more clear about that.
You know, instead of trying to be clear, it might just save time if you just decided to be honest. Otherwise, it's like Hunter Biden saying that although he did nothing wrong, he's not going to do it anymore. Hunter says he's no longer going to work for China because we found out, he was working for China. So Schiff champions transparency, all the while saying the whistleblower might not testify.
Remember Schiff's so-called glory days. Those hearings where he strutted around like he had the nuclear codes stashed under his shoe. Greg ripped into every theatrical pause, every overacted eyebrow lift, and every faux suspenseful whisper like it was a bad soap opera. Schiff's evidence had all the weight of a fortune cookie, minus the cookie. If he were a magician, he'd pull nothing out of a hat, blame the hat for it, and then ask for a second term.
But I can promise you this is not the end of my fight
for our democracy. This is just the beginning. Please join us and contribute today. Thank you.
Here's my question. How much will it cost for you not to run? But does Schiff even see the irony in his little video? He's talking about fighting for democracy and doing his job on the Intelligence Committee on TikTok, a Chinese-owned social media site. So Schiff is rightly getting blasted for that. And you know, I didn't even know Adam had a TikTok account.
Gutfeld went full visual. Schiff's media tour. Like a jittery weatherman trying out for a drama nobody greenlit. He leaned into cameras with that hushed breaking news tone only to deliver BuzzFeed links like breadcrumbs leading straight to nowhere. He wasn't just slow, he was the human embodiment of buffering. All promise, no payoff, and always chewing up airtime like it was policy.
I'm back, baby! Pretty soon I'll have my high-back chairman's chair again.
I don't understand. You're happy I didn't realize you were, don't you realize that you were censored by a majority in Congress?
Yes! Isn't it wonderful? I'm very pro-censorship. Censorship. Oh my, that's hard to say. The point is, the cameras are on me again, and this time I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
And yet, they kept handing him a mic. Greg likened it to hiring a lifeguard who's never seen water, Schiff, leading the charge against disinformation. That's a mosquito opening a malaria clinic. Gutfeld didn't just point out the irony, he slathered it on thick, laying out Schiff's career like a malfunctioning GPS, always recalculating, always off course, yet somehow still speaking in that same grave. Over-serious tones, if being consistently wrong just made him sound more certain.
Got kicked to the curb, and the irony is superb. He went crying to mommy on an app run by Chinese commies. Congressman Adam Schiff announced this morning he's running for U.S. Senate in California, which is guaranteed to boost U-Haul rentals headed for tech.
And that face Schiff's trademark expression of solemn self-importance. Greg tore it to shreds, saying it looked like a mall cop who just spotted a spilled slushie and can't decide whether to call for backup or file a full report. Schiff didn't radiate authority. He was the human equivalent of a PBS narrator, but with less charm and a lot more delusion.
Hello, I'm Congressman Adam Schiff with some troubling news. Today, Kevin McCarthy removed me from the House Intelligence Committee, all for doing my job, for holding Trump accountable and standing up to the extreme MAGA Republicans. We knew it would be bad when the Republicans took over, but it's far worse than we expected.
Then came the book canned. Greg had an absolute field day. He painted the scene. Schiff gazing into a mirror, whispering impeachment poetry to himself as moody piano music swells in the background. Gutfeld quipped the book should have been titled How to Say Everything and Prove Nothing, if it had sources. They were scribbled in invisible ink on the back of a cocktail napkin.